So this video is about wave tutting. Now the idea of wave tutting may be confusing, but once I show you, then I assure you that it's not going to be so confusing as you think, alright? So pretty easy to understand if you actually know how to do it, okay? So you may be thinking, how can you turn a wave like that into a tut? And the answer is by isolating the wave, okay? So you think about a wave, an isolation wave is using those joints like that, okay? And by breaking up a wave like that, that allows you to tut with a wave as well. If you're in this position, okay, say these basic tutting positions here that everyone kind of knows of, like, alright, so those positions here, you can actually get into those positions by waving. Alright? You see how I'm kind of waving into them? Just by going through like that. Same arm. I mean the other arm. So those positions pretty basic with wave tutting, like everyone kind of uses those basic positions, or even that is a pretty common form of wave tutting. Just the basic isolation wave, and you can swap arms with that if you were to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so another way you can do wave tutting would be from like liquid. Liquid looks like this, but if you can break that motion down as well. You can break it down by doing this, okay? So if you come up with the wave, boom, and in between all of these motions is little tut angles, okay? And that applies from here too. If you were to boom, boom, okay, and even from these positions here, okay, just like that, alright? And the same applies with these motions here. You can do it around the head. So if you're in these positions here, you see these are automatically setting you up for waves. Like if you were to, go like this. Now you can go over the head with it, okay? Boom. they already open you up to lots of tut angles. That's a tut angle, that's a tut angle. Boom, boom. Okay? Now you don't have to go over the head, you can go under the head too. Boom. Okay? Just like so. Now you can also get into tut positions like this. If you were to wave here, and then you turn your wrist down and you see now you're getting into all these tut positions with your waves, alright? Boom. Alright? So using these motions here, just by isolating your wrist and the arm, they give you different ways to actually do wave tuts. Alright? And again, another tutting position is this, or you can get into it just like this. Okay? Boom. 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 And now you can turn with it. Alright? Then you can do the same with here. You don't have to okay? You see how you can just kind of wave into all of those different angles, whether it's here, 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 okay? Whether it's like that, boom, boom, wave down, boom. Now you can also do like this kind of position here, but waving the wrist, alright? Like, so the way you think about that is basically like see turning the hands and the wrist. Boom. Boom, and they set you up into these different wave positions, alright? And just like you can go from here, you can also go up to down. Boom. 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 Alright? So now you're going up and down motion. Okay? The next thing is contouring or tracing a tut with a wave. So now you look into the more complicated wave tutting, alright? So a contour would be whether it's tracing an outline or something, alright? just like that. That's a contour. And your other contours would be like in your main tutting positions where you can trace them, like you can you see all these different angles that you get, basically like so. Okay, so you're using these tuts and you're following the lines of your body, and the lines will change depending on where your actual body is, and from each of these different positions you can wave with it. Okay, so even from this position here, if you were to come up here, now you just okay, you would use those lines and the wrist to help you. Another way you can think about it would be if you're waving side to side like this, breaking that motion down is just like that, okay? So same thing here, like and these are good because you can see, and the same applies here. Boom, boom. So side, 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 up, down, and then you go again. Side, up, down. Okay? And then these positions here, it's kind of like you see in liquid. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? They're just some basic ways of actually doing your wave tuts. Basically up to you on what types of waves you want to do and what body positions you want to do as well, okay? So another body position would be, I kind of use like this position here, because now you can see you see like all these different angles. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. That's just like playing around with your whole body with it. Use your legs, use your arms, use your lines. Figure out different ways you can actually wave into a tutting position. Because there's multiple ways you could do it. Whether it's from these positions here. Because again, you're breaking down your waves, like these waves here. You notice that they all have their own tutting positions, alright? Another thing is, from each tutting position, just randomly just pop out a wave. Just pop out a wave from each of those positions, whether it's like a little hand wave, whether it's just kind of using a little liquid thing like this, just to kind of connect the wave or get into a new wave from there. Alright, so you're basically just using the waves to help you connect one point to another point, instead of just going like boom, 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 boom. Now you're just adding a little extra wave in between those points, alright? Which just gives it a little bit more texture. Same can be applied if you're in, okay, like, use a bit of perspective here. Tidal waves, okay? So you all know your tidal wave like this. Okay? Same tidal wave can be, you can turn it. And now you see you've got these lovely angles. Okay? Just like that. In the same way as you can go like this, boom, 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 boom. You can also wave into those, whether it's okay, or whether you're going like this, sorry, you can't really see it because the camera put like that. And that's where you start using sidewards angles, okay? So like I said, you can do this type of wave like this, down here. Sorry, so that type of motion can also be done sideways. Boom. Okay? Oops, sorry. Okay, so I kind of screwed that up, but you get the idea, right? So whether it's just waving into these positions, you can use a wave to kind of get into those positions like boom, 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 boom. Alright? So much you can do. Whether it's even like this, Because just remember, a wave doesn't have to be a snaking motion. It can be sine waves and square waves, and so many different types of waves. Because a square wave is a legit type of wave that exists, okay? So whether it's using that type of motion here, alright? So much you can do with it. Just so much. Another thing I like to do is kind of play around with like the arms and stuff. Okay, there's just a lot you can do. Well, it's using the side motion again, and then you can even add these kind of isolations where you isolate your wrist. Boom, 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 boom. And you usually twist those with it. Okay? Plenty of stuff you can do. Same would apply on the ground. I don't know if you'll be able to see if my camera is in the right position here, but I use these leg lines too, because you got so many different options with the legs. Okay? And now you can add extra lines like boom, boom. Okay, and then even from here, boom, boom, boom. Okay, and that's cool because you've just got so many different options you can do. Alright, so just play around with the different angles, different lines you can form. Alright, because there's just so many different angles and cool little lines that you can do with your body. So I don't know, the video would just be way too long if I went through every single little tutting position and showed you what to do. Like even these positions here, you do so much from them. Okay, sorry, bad example there. But you got so many lines because this position is just so much you can do, whether it's turning your arms, okay? And all of those angles are waves and tuts. And like I said, it's not that complicated once you know, okay, I don't have to wave like this. I can just break waves down into their basic shapes. Okay? about these positions is they kind of give you these sidelines here. Boom, boom. And add extra dimensions on top, which not many people are really familiar with using these side angles. Just because it feels awkward, I think it really is an awkward kind of feeling when you're trying to wave using these weird body angles. Okay, so I actually did forget to show you another type of wave tut, which was from these positions here. Okay? Which is kind of a hard one to do, because you've got to be able to do finger waves, you know what I mean? But from these positions, see if you can get a close up on this. Like that. Okay? In these positions here. And the good thing about those is you can turn with it. Do this kind of motion. You can also wave like this. Okay? You can also kind of hit the wrists, do all sorts of stuff from there. Then even that can take you into like your tracing. Alright, so you get the idea. It's just about using different body positioning, different tut angles, whether it's that, whether it's these weird angles here. They're going to allow you to start waving into them. Okay? There's just so much you can do. So have fun, play around with it. Alright, I just wanted to show you a few extra ways you can do your wave tutting that I forgot to record in a previous part, so I'll just quickly show you now. Alright, so you can also use these angles here to like wave, like your basic 20-minute angles and stuff, alright? So you've got here, it's like, now you can wave in between all these different angles, alright? Then you can also use these arm angles to wave as well. So your basic arm angles like that, whether it's you waving up like this, wave to the side, alright? So wave up, wave to the side, boom. And that can be done with one arm. You can do both arms, or even you can use different arms at the same time, you know, like your arms are doing different things at the same time. Alright? Okay, so the camera cut out, but I'll show you from these angles again here. You can also turn with it, like you could turn your body with it. Okay? Alright, so there's some good angles. You've also got this position here. Alright, so you have these positions. Boom. Okay. And then you have this kind of wave where you're doing that motion there, but that you can break that double-handed wave down as well. So it would look like this. You see how you can isolate the elbows and the wrist here, or you can just do like that. And from this position, you're basically already in a tut like that. Okay? Boom, 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 boom. Or from here, you can also wave like this. Okay? And from here, even do this type of wave here. Or you go down. Alright? So they're just some more cool ways you can do some wave tuts, alright? And this one always gets me, alright? But it's the same type of motion here. But it's like this, okay? So whether you're going to be turning it like that, boom, boom, see, like even now it's just hard for me to do it. Okay? Basically like so from there, I think the best way to do it is if you focus on your wrist going like this, point of your wrist is here, okay? It's like you're waving up like this. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And now you're adding just the turning of the wrist with it. So you come up, turn the wrists. Now you turn the wrist down. Boom, sideways, down. Okay? Okay. Yeah, if you want, you could even try mess around with those positions up here. Like I'm sure you could come up with something, whether it's like see, I don't have the back flexibility to be able to do like the matrix lean back far, but if you could lean back far, like, alright, if you could lean back far with it, then you could do that the other way around. Like, you could look at the camera, which I can't do because I'm not flexible enough, but say you're gonna like look that way. Then that's where it's cool, you can do all that type of stuff. Alright? And make sure you wave with